In this episode, I'm going to be putting on new rear brakes and rebuilding the Zbar system. We are this close to putting in our new drivetrain, but there is a bunch of little things that we need to finish up on first. Starting with this Zbar contraption. This is something they only put on 1967-68 models. It's supposed to serve somewhat like a sway bar, but it's not a sway bar. It's not connected solidly down here to the axle. It actually slides up and down this rod until it hits this bump stop here. It's supposed to counteract that lean and that possible tire tuck when going through a corner. It's really debatable whether it actually works or not. We may not notice any kind of difference with it on or off. We are going to leave it on. I was debating on whether to just scratch it and take it off. In the end, I decided to keep it on, just in case it does something, and it's not going to be in the way. That was my biggest concern. It looks like it's not going to be in the way of our new K-for bar system we're putting on here. So why not just keep it on? But the rubbers, especially up here and down at the very bottom by the axle, are trashed. So I got a new kit from Wolfsburg West. That's going to go on. That includes the sleeves and the rubbers, and then it'll be as good as new. So here's a close-up of that Zbar. There's a rod that goes from this side all the way over to the other side that's mounted up here, and there's an arm comes off of that. It's solid mounted on the rod, comes down onto this, which looks like a type of sway bar connection, but like I said, down here it just slides up and down on this bracket on the axle. The theory is when this side comes up and compresses the suspension, it hits on this rubber stopper, and then that transfers that over to the other side, preventing that side from going down. I mean, as you can see, the suspension would have to compress quite a bit before this rubber hits down here. But you know, maybe it does work. So today we have to change out the rubbers and this sleeve that it rides on. There's a rubber bushing behind here, these two rubber bushings, that one, and the sleeve, and then down here, which you can no longer see because it's gone, it was another rubber stopper down here at the axle. Now with any luck at all, I'll be able to get this nut off, either this nut or that nut off without snapping anything. Let's give her a try. All right, bottom one came off. Woohoo! Now, how do we get the top one off? I gotta get some vice grips. Ooh, it's coming off. I did shoot this down with some PB Blaster yesterday when I was out here. I'm sure that helped. So we got a big washer right there, and then a bushing. And because I have no bushing down here, it comes right out. All right, let's take this to the bench and put new rubbers on it. Okay, this, I'm assuming this is nylon. This nylon sleeve, that is not coming off. There's some rust behind it. So I'm gonna just cut it off. Come on. Yeah, see if this rubber stopper, yeah, that's rubber stopper will come off. That sleeve goes all the way up to here. Boy, it is just not cooperating at all. There's a little bit of rust, some moisture got behind here, of course, and got that shaft rusted. And that is what's holding it on. There we go. Now it's off. All right, I'm going to take that to the wire wheel real quick. All right, I got it pretty well cleaned up. It's not perfect, but it'll certainly do. Now, I did notice there's another one of those sleeves up on the top here. It's coming off pretty much the same. Now this is weird because in the kit, they don't give a short little sleeve like that. They give these two. One, they say one's upper, this the short one, and this is a lower. So, I mean, I don't understand it yet. Okay, I'm gonna wire wheel that too. Okay, so we know this sleeve goes down here on the bottom. Then our new rubber, which I'm gonna put a little lube on there first. Just so it slides on better. Actually, you know what? This has to go on first, because there's no way that would slide over that sleeve. It's hard enough just getting it on the shaft like this. Then this goes on. Okay. It's a little long. It's supposed to be all right though. Now on the top, I don't think I need this, because there's no way. These are the old bushings that I took off. And this is the sleeve I took off the top. And that slides right over, or right through the hole of these two bushings. But the holes in the old bushings are a lot bigger in diameter than the new ones. There's no way these new bushings will go over this sleeve or this sleeve. I mean, they're really nice and snug on the shaft. So I'm not going to put a sleeve in there. Now, if you out there know what I'm doing wrong, if I am doing something wrong, please leave a comment down below, and then I'll go back into it and fix it at some point. But for now, yeah, it's just going to go on like that with no sleeve. First, I want to put on this big ass rubber washer or bushing down here at the bottom. That goes into the big hole on the axle. There's a little bit of a detent on the rubber, so it sticks down in there. And then stick this down in like this, then up through the, well, let's get another washer ready, or another bushing. Put a little grease on her. Bring that up through here. Put that other bushing on. And then our big ass washer. And then a nut. And these are, I'm reusing the factory ones because they're lock nuts. Do that loose. And you see down here, it's kind of flopsy mopsy in that big bushing on the axle, but I mean, that's the way they have it. Then at the bottom, a washer goes on, and another one of those lock nuts. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. Other than that, I'm just going to tighten it up now. Making sure that bushing is good up here. I don't want to over tighten it, but yeah, that's good. Now hopefully, this little plate here that covers up the bushing on the main rod that goes all the way across will come off. I had really good luck with the other side. That one's already done. It came off. That one did. Oh yeah, no problem. All right, pull this out. And there is that bushing that we need to get out of there. And that just goes on the end of the rod. Come on. I may have to pull this off too. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Boy, that's on there. Oh, there we go. And that is the end of the Zbar. See, there's like a nylon washer there. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put this back on. I got the bushing out. Now I'm going to put some lube on the new bushing, inside and out, and put it right back at where it goes. Put it in here so it doesn't get all over my hands. And again, this is gonna hopefully prevent squeaks and all that. A little bit of grease in the cap. She goes right back on. There we go, torque to spec. Now on to the brakes. Now, drum brakes can be a little intimidating to some people because there's a lot of springs and levers and bits and pieces in here, but it's really not that hard. Back in the early 80s, fresh out of school, I was an auto mechanic and I did drum brakes all day, every day, so I got pretty used to it. One very important piece of advice I want to pass on to you: before you touch any of this, take a picture. Take a couple of pictures if you have to, but this will give you an idea of just exactly where and how those springs and levers go back on. Everybody has their own special way to do this. Me, I just dive right in and take these off. These are the hold downs for the shoes, little spring and a little washer thing that you turn, half a turn or a quarter turn. Just like that. And then your pads, the whole assembly should start coming off like this. Now down here, this is the e-brake cable right here. You have to disconnect that from that lever. Come on. Come on. Don't be difficult on camera. There we go. And then pull it out of the wheel cylinder at the top. And that is that. Now these are the little adjusters down here. You saw me in a previous episode clean these up. I'm going to take them back out and double check them, make sure that they're nice and free, and again, really well lubed up so they won't seize up down the road. Here at the bench, we can transfer all this over to our new shoes. These look rusty because they've been sitting on a shelf forever. They're brand new though, and nice ones. So we can take that spring off. That goes down here. Now on this one, this is the parking brake lever right here. And on the back side, there's a little clip that we have to get off. Sometimes this can be kind of a pain. Here's a new one. It's just like a horseshoe shaped thing that goes in a groove on that rod that's coming off of the parking brake lever. Yeah, I have to get this off of here. This may take some time and a little bit of swearing, so I'll be right back. Okay, got it off. That's what it looks like now. I had to pry it off. So before I put this back on though, this lever back on, I'm gonna put some grease on it. And this is high temp grease. This is brake caliper grease, so it'll hold up for a while. There. That's not going anywhere. Oh shoot, you know what I did? I put that damn thing right back in the old shoe. Why didn't you stop me? Oh, now I gotta get that pin out. Doggone it. Okay, I got that parking brake lever in the right shoes, the new shoes now. Let's hope I don't do any more boneheaded things like that, which I probably will, unfortunately. We can take this old spring out. Seems to be good still, but I'm gonna put this newer one in anyways. And then there's two different ends to this. This is the end that has the weird thing here. That goes on your parking brake. Before I do that, a little bit of lube won't hurt. That goes in there. Don't want to use too much lube, of course. These are brakes after all. We don't want a lube to get all over our brakes. Why do I have a feeling this is going to snap and go right through my eyeball? And that is our new assembly. Right side up. All right, now I can get it back in there. I'm going to put new hold downs on there. The old ones were fine, but oh, wait a minute. Those the right length? Nope. Nope. These are for the front. Guess I will be reusing the old ones. Make sure those are the same length. One's a little bit longer. Okay, I have the right ones now. These are old ones, and they're fine. They're probably better than the new ones anyways. And here are these adjusters. Just making sure everything screws in and out on the threads, and then I'm going to put some more lube, just a tiny bit, on there where it goes into that block. There's a little tab here. It's preventing it from going in. Come on. There we go. Do the same thing with the other. Yep, that's working good. That one in. This is our emergency brake cable, and I was going to replace these, but they seem to be working fine. Before I put that up there, there's little spots on this backing plate where the brake shoes ride. Just putting a little touch of grease. Again, you don't want too much of this stuff because it's right next to your brake shoes. And most people are going to be yelling at me for doing it this way, putting it on as an assembly and not, just putting it individually on. Go ahead, yell at me. I don't care. But it's on. Make sure everything is even along here. That's looking pretty darn good. That is snappy. Now I'm going to adjust these all the way down. Come on, I should have done that before I put it on there. There we go. Now I had heard somewhere, I don't remember where, that you could take the wheel cylinder off the front brakes, which is a larger diameter, larger capacity, and put it in the rear and improve your rear brakes. Well, I tried that. I got some new front cylinders, and I actually put one on the other side, and it doesn't work. It's the same distance here, but the distance that it sticks out is further because the front brakes are wider shoes. This sits out too far. So you cannot use the front wheel cylinder that's bigger in the rear. At least not on a 67. I don't know about the other years, but it sticks out too far this way. And in turn, pushes the top of the shoes out this way. Well, these are pretty much done. All I have to do now, I want to go back with some brake clean and clean these shoes off. I did get a little bit of grease and grime off my hands on them, so clean them up a little bit. Now I could have done a really thorough job and take the backing plate off, sandblast it, paint everything, but you know what? That's not going to make it any faster, is it? Pretty doesn't make you go fast. I do want to stop though. And these new shoes and drums are going to allow me to do that. But these new keepers do not like the old hold downs, that's for sure. I'm going to have to go back with the old ones, it looks like. It's kind of funny how a lot of this aftermarket stuff just does not work with the original hardware, which is unfortunate. Beforehand, I did inspect all the brake lines on here, and they're all in remarkably good shape. It looks like the previous owner had actually done a brake job on this a long time ago, but then they never drove it. So everything is still good. Even the rubber is really good, and it's genuine Volkswagen rubber brake lines, so maybe they'll last, huh? Now I can put on our new drum. Yeah, that could be adjusted up a little bit more. I'm going to see how the e-brake works before I do that, but yeah, put the nut on and we're good to go. On to the next. I forgot to mention it earlier, but we did put new shocks on the back too. They're the same kind that we put up in front. Those inexpensive, I think they're KYB or something like that, off of Amazon. They'll do fine. In the next episode, I'm going to be finding a great place to mount our oil catch can and finish up our fuel delivery system with a fuel regulator mounted back here. And as always, if you liked this video, please hit that like button, leave a comment or question down below. I'll try to answer your questions, and we hope you consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.